It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the line, your song.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. Gonna be live every weeknight at midnight Eastern in a time slot that doesn't quirk a bunch of other shows. And we talk about guns for an hour. This is authentic gun chat for our regular people that don't want to be, listening to the garbage that's out there. And let's see. We're going to jump over to guncalendars.com, start off everything. See if anybody joins in tonight. So the format is an open conversation. We'll throw out some links here, see if anybody jumps in. Unlike other shows where there's a script, and it's all fake, and everything is scripted in order to create hype and play on your emotions. We don't do any of that over here. Just throw out a link and we talk about guns. All right, so guncalendars.com is this place where we try to attempt to keep track of all the firearms history and what's going on in the future. It's kind of tough with all the stuff that's going on. So it looks like the Gun Rights Policy Conference is happening at some point here. So let's figure out how to figure that out. I'm going to go to YouTube. So I'll screen share this. Don't be alarmed. And we'll open that up. I think my microphone is still working. If it isn't, what do I know? Always close the ad. Screw it. So we're going to go to Gun Rights. Policy Conference 2020. All right, so we got part one here. I'll drop that link right now. So this is, I believe, going to be posted on YouTube. So if you want to watch it, you just come over here in 34 hours. It'll premiere on September 19th. And today is still the 17th, so tomorrow will be the 18th. So what the hell is that, Saturday? Yeah, so it won't be Friday, it'll be Saturday. All right, and then you've got part 2, part 3, and part 4, right? So I already sent you 1, 2, it's got Pincus on it. First one had a screenshot of Ken Blanchard. We got Pincus on number 2 here. I do not know who this is on day 3 or part 3, I guess. So it looks like part 3 will be Sunday. Part 2 will be afternoon on Saturday. And then we've got a part 4 now. And it's interesting because they didn't upload these, or at least they didn't show up on my feed in order. But they've sorted out in order. So that might be a interesting just shuffle of the caches out there, I guess, on how it got sent to me. Anyway, so we're going to have this one in 34 hours. 4 hours later, this one will start. The next day, this one starts, and then 4 hours later, this one will start, or probably some hours later. It doesn't really tell us it's a premiere. So the way that the Gun Rights Policy Conference has done their live seminar for the Gun Rights Policy Conference 2020 is to have everyone involved, the different speakers, send in video. And then it looks like they edited all those videos together, probably with some transitions or whatever that's called between the speakers to introduce everybody. And then they've created a long 4-hour video and uploaded that. And then they did that times 4 to give us 2 full days of seminar. So it's already, number 1, been recorded, number 2, been edited and assembled and uploaded. And now it's waiting. And when those go live, of course, we'll have this opportunity to chat live because it's a premiere. It'll be treated like a live format on YouTube. They'll be able to be in here and host. They'll be allowed to give people moderator privileges to maintain the whatever the chat, and then people will be able to chat and talk in real time about what's happening. Now, there's a potential, like always, that somebody will come in later and be lagging or something, so maybe their conversation will be a little bit behind the others, but if everybody hits the little live button or the current button down here so that they're all at the beginning of the stream, then everyone will be on the same page. They're literally getting the same information at the same time. That'll go on for 4 hours. And these are already there. Like I just sent the links out. These are established. Like this is in a public platform, the second largest, if not the largest. Well, it's the largest video hosting platform, but the largest, one of the largest search engines, second largest search engine. This is available for everybody. It'll be here available for everybody. Creating the Second Amendment Foundation's YouTube channel and solidifying it, giving it some foundation videos. Now, there's nothing stopping someone from another video hosting platform reaching out to, in fact, some have already reached out to Second Amendment Foundation in order to host these 4 long video segments on their platforms and have them either scheduled or manually initiate them to go live concurrently so that this will effectively be simulcast. Although it's not live, although it's recorded, as long as everyone hits play at the same time, effectively simulcasting it on multiple video hosting platforms. So I don't know if that's the obligation of the Second Amendment Foundation to not only put this thing together in a year where they had to change formats midstream and then successfully do that, make a decision and do it. And then is it their obligation to then reach out to those video hosting platforms, or do those video hosting platforms pull up their fucking pants in their boots and assist the what do you call it, the organizations that are doing this? So next, let's try to figure out what's going on with the Arizona Citizens Defense League. Let's see. Protecting your freedom with a, let's see, annual meeting. All right, the 14th annual meeting was held on 19th. I guess I don't have anything here about it. All right, so we'll go to home. Check news. Will not take place, no longer being unforeseen. Schedule for Tucson is planned. So I think what that means is that they're talking about the Gun Rights Policy Conference, and they said the Arizona Citizens Defense League. So they just misspoke when they were talking about these organizations that have a similar name. All right, so we got that one coming up, and then we've got the 2A rally. Let's see. That sounds like a good rig to run for 2Ps, 20s. Wait a minute. I don't know what you mean. Guess I'm not sure what you mean by a good rig. So I got a couple of people showing up. Again, it's a conversation. I'm really not interested in just sitting here talking to the wall, which is literally what I'm doing here, and obviating on my opinions about shit. I'd like to host conversations so that in the evenings there's some valid conversation that isn't revolving around fear or being manipulated by the programmers. Those who program media, tell us what we're supposed to talk about. This is an alternative to that, to actually talk about gun stuff. I had a couple interesting projects, but I'm not going to just sit here and bore you. I've been asking the Patreons, and they're interested in continuing the project. So since this is super boring, showing up and just sitting here talking to the wall for 10 minutes, it'll change. At least it's good to see that people are interested in the effort, as opposed to saying either they don't care, they give them that option, or quit. Only one person said quit. A couple of 4 people said don't care, and then 5 said change it, but not. I don't know if I got a comment from every one of them. There's more comments in it. And then overwhelming 11 for keep doing it. Let's see. I think I posted a different one about the NRA earlier. Over the weekend, I had heard about an option for the NRA, and I immediately sent out some feelers, and I got no response on those, which is interesting. A lot of people who talk a lot of shit don't want to say nothing when there's an actual effort to be made. So I'll be working on that, but it's not my place to talk about it, I don't think, yet, because I've just been introduced to it. But anyway, I was told I could put out some amount of feelers. So I put out that poll about an interesting third option. Got an 87. How do I get it to flip over to just numbers? I don't know how to get it. There must be a way for me to. On Patreon, the 1 tells me how many votes. And on this one, it tells me the percentages of the votes, which is driving me nuts because I'd rather know the number. Anyway, so 87% of people out of 45 votes said that they'd be open to a third, and then 13% said watch it burn. So I imagine those people, I'm wondering why they pay me to be on here, because they're paying somebody who doesn't agree with them. It's weird. So then I'm going to go over to YouTube. Oh, I'm not screen sharing. I'm going to go over to YouTube, and on the community page of YouTube. See, it's another reason I don't like doing this. All right, so with the NRA question over there, and YouTube's crazy, right? Bunch of anonymous, anybody who finds it can leave a comment over there. So pro NRA period, 12%. Not sure, because I put some nuance into the YouTube one. Pro NRA, 12%. Not sure, but tend to be pro NRA, 13%. Open to a third option, 41%, majority. Not sure, but tend to be anti-NRA, 13%. So basically the same amount of people are in the middle on either side. And then 21% anti-NRA, watch it burn, compared to 12% pro-NRA period. So you got to be skeptical anybody who's pro-NRA period, because of Wayne LaPierre is a criminal, right? So you don't want anybody that's like blind to that shit, because they're almost useless. Then on the other side, if they're blind rage, they're worthless even more, because then they're working for Bloomberg and being dumb. So I can say that because over here, we get one 4 days ago from some guy saying, screw LaPierre, remember Heston. All it needs is good leadership and not having an inch attitude. There may be hope yet for the NRA. So I don't understand. Heston is the guy that hired, Wayne LaPierre is the guy that hired Heston so that Neil Knox wouldn't become president. So this guy is on the right side, but his history's all messed up. So that's the frustration. He's basically saying, screw Wayne LaPierre, but remember what he told his employee to say. So that's where we're at. We're not exactly listening to or paying attention with educated awareness of this whole thing, because the NRA never really bothered to put out a history, and we all sat around watching it get corrupted. And we all want to act like eating whatever the hell and smoking whatever the hell, didn't give us that cancer. Like watching it wane, fester is something that we all should have been doing something about. None of us did, and it sucks. But anyway, so I don't know actually how much longer it's going to be that I have to be alluding to this. I'll probably be contacting them again this weekend. And I'll be putting out shit. I really wanted to do that yesterday. I'll be putting out feelers tonight, since this show will end pretty soon, since nobody's jumping in. I'll be putting out feelers tonight again to those original people that the big heavy hitters that act like they give a shit, that have not even replied to my emails. we're going to see if they're going to be interested in effort in this third option, and then we'll be seeing what happens with that. But yeah, there's and it isn't a two option. It isn't a tennis game right now. At least it doesn't have to be a tennis game, and it won't. Oh shit! Oh no, I thought that was a different movie. I've been watching something called Indo Overseas Films, some fake criminals on YouTube that basically just show movies. I don't know how they do it, but they just show movies that aren't in YouTube's movie thing. They're just some foreign people that show movies in English. So I don't know how they do it, but I've been watching all kinds of crazy movies. They're not good new movies or nothing. They're old. Maybe they're in the public domain even. But I thought I just seen The Park Is Mine, but it's not. But The Park Is Mine is our movie tonight. If anybody's seen that one, it's a good one. Yep. All right. Well, like I say, I open the room each night so we can have a conversation. And I got yelled at yesterday because I shut it down too quick. But this is super weird and creepy for me to have a whole bunch of people, mainly dudes, listening to what we're talking about here. And I just don't have any interest in just talking to myself. So if he jumps in, I'll be ending it. Let's see. I'm thinking of an alternative schedule: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the midweek panel conversations. Sunday setup with a common vehicle edition. What are you talking about for this show? I don't think I could do. I'm not interested in doing thing like that, because then what do I do on the other days? Like I got, it's not like the time is bothering me. I just would rather not waste the time turning this whole thing on and wasting the time with the channel and stuff if nobody's using it. But like I say, I'm not really desperate for just having people in here, and I certainly don't want to mimic what other people are doing with their shows. I'm really not interested in just having a bunch of people in here chatting about mumbo jumbo. I really want to have an interesting conversation, and I don't know if anybody remembers back in the day, after the late news, or like the 10 o'clock news, there was the dumbass joke shows where they didn't do nothing but belittle everybody and joke on everything, and everything was a big joke and all that, and nothing was serious. That was like after the news. But then there was also decent like interview shows. Maybe they were on PBS. I don't remember anymore. But I remember there was an alternative finally to the dumbass talk shows. I never really liked talk shows. 'Cause I don't care about celebrities, never have. And to artificially suggest that they have anything that they have to say or anything that they've done is interesting is just the industry hype in itself. It was just never appealing to me. So when somebody would sit down, I don't remember the names because I didn't really care that much, but the boring people would sit there and interview, I don't know, scientists or people, and then talk about interesting stuff. That stuff was pretty interesting. So we've had some good chats in here. We've had a couple of good people jump in and have interesting conversations. So that's really all I'm looking for, is how to foster that, not so much how to create a whatever show. I can create a popular show. I know the nuts and bolts to, if I just wanted to show with a bunch of people, I certainly know the recipes for that. And it's not that I'm just trying to not do those recipes. I'd like to, like I say, just put this thing in the right place so that the people that are interested in having real conversation jump in, and we'll continue to work towards that. If it was something that was already there, I would, it would be easy, but we have to kind of figure it out, I think. And it just might be the wrong time for it. It's a weird year. People are having fun freaking out about it. Is he a vet? Oh yeah, veterinarian. I was thinking veterinarian, but yeah, the Vietnam vets that I guess he takes over the park technically. His friend sets it up and then he carries it out. It's really not that good a movie, except that it's a good movie. I mean, the plot of it is kind of shitty, but the movie's interesting. It's fun. So I've been working on a bunch of stuff that I got to wait a few more days. I don't know if I talked about that yesterday, but I got to wait for stuff to get to places in the mail, and then we can talk about it. Big celebrity, Cork, I think, died. He either got ate by cats or something creepy happened with that, though, probably. So I went 20 minutes today. Are we still jumping in or nothing? People are out there making a big creepy stew. Well, I can not screen share. 7 people out there though. Let me jump in. 2020's conference. Sounds like a good rig to run. What do you mean rig? Oh, I see what you're saying. A good approach for the Gun Rights Policy Conference to do it as 4-hour-long segments that they post as premieres. Actually, I think that's pretty savvy. That's actually probably the most impressive result I've seen from them, only because I never talked to them, so I assume they're dimwits, literally, because they've never done anything interesting yet. So that was pretty cool. It's probably not the best thing, but whatever. It's something that's better than the worst thing. Let's talk about the worst thing. Let's make your conference hidden, and let's not tell the alumni, the people that have already been to it, and let's not tell the people that are registered for it this year that it even takes place. And then when you do it, put it on Facebook Live so that people that hate Facebook ain't going to watch it, and then I don't think it's even available now. They think they wanted it to be secret anyway, but that's the worst way to do it. And then we'll see how the 2A rally. I don't know how the 2A rally. Let's see if we can figure it out. 2A rally. Oh, is that it? Nope, that's not it. So, what is the 2A rallies? 2A rally just goes to Pennsylvania effort. So let's go to Instagram. And then we'll go to 2A rally. And we'll go to secondamendmentrally.com, which I guess is their website now. Learned a little bit more about this one over this weekend. So this is no longer the same event as it was the first year. So it'll be broadcast live on October 24th, October 24th, 2020's virtual event. Details on how to view and blah, blah, blah will be shared soon. To register and receive updates, you gotta put your name in here. And then be registered. And now I'm registered. And I was registered for other conferences and never got any kind of announcement or anything. So we'll see if we get an announcement for this one. Hopefully this one's run better. It's run by people that understand the internet, I think. Definitely by people who aren't scared of the internet. Let's see, what are they doing over here? They got you talking about it. We'll be one of 30 speakers. Why isn't my speaker working?
Honored to be among the 30 speakers at the 2020 Second Amendment rally to be held on October 24th. Although on a Saturday, the event being virtual allows me, as an Orthodox Jew, to not only celebrate my faith how I see fit, but allows me to celebrate and defend our individual gun rights that are protected by our Second Amendment. With America in turmoil.
Hey gang, Cheryl Todd here from Gun Freedom Radio, and I want to talk to you today. Be amazed that flag represents point together on, including those found in our.
All right, so they got a couple of things, but only are talking about how it's going broad or virtual, but not talking about how it's going virtual. So we'll have to stay up to date on that. That'll be on the 24th of October. All right. So again, nobody's jumping in. We'll probably be wrapping it up here. What is the AK shotgun in the lineup you posted? talking about in this one. This one was a Sega. This one is a Vepper. Those are both long gone. They're both garbage. I wouldn't recommend them. This one's better made, but they're both waste of time guns. This one holds 20 rounds with that giant. That's a drum magazine that's big as round as a pizza. And this is a 5-round stupid magazine. Waste of time. As big as round as a 60-round regular magazine. They're just novelty things that can be made to sell to dumb Americans that buy anything. I wouldn't recommend them. That's the advice you can get for somebody that doesn't have to sell you nothing. They don't have to desperately make you part with your money. Gizzards out there, DTPs out there. Get in the room. I was thinking of an alternative. Oh, we talked about that. Bringing Quark back. We talked about that. It's not possible he's dead. Maybe a Ghostbuster type situation. Angeline's out there. Angeline and Gary are going to get a room. Got that. Boom, boom, boom. What's all this about? Robot shotguns. Oh, okay, yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think shotguns are really all that effective against robots. Big, fast, slow-moving, big projectile. It's not going to hurt a robot joint or most anything on a robot. So you're going to get a bunch of stuff bouncing off of it if you use any kind of buckshot. You can only carry so many rounds. It's one of the largest firearms to carry around. You can't give it to a kid very easily because it's unwieldy. Just a stupid gun. They're only good for shooting at birds, maybe for riots or something, but shotguns are overrated. Anybody who's trying to get you to buy a shotgun is fake. It's trying to get you to spend money you don't need to spend. You can get around almost anything except for shooting birds. You can get a better gun for almost everything. In fact, I can't think of if you count Skeet and Trap, it's the games that are like shooting birds. If you count all that stuff together, I can't think of anything shotguns are good for. I don't know. Here's the deal. That's garbage. So in real life, I guess you can have a bag with some stuff in it, but what I do is have stuff in an area like a closet or big metal cabinet that you can lock with shelves in it. You can get those real cheap at like a thrift shop. If you're a church or local civic place, maybe an animal shelter has a thrift shop, let them know that you're looking for a big metal cabinet with doors, and you'll be able to get them for nothing. I bought all of mine for $5. They don't cost anything. They're too big, and when somebody doesn't want them, they're desperate to get rid of them. So you can be a sucker and pay a lot for one of those, or you can pay nothing. So just let people know that you're looking for one. Eventually you'll get more than you want for nothing. And then you've got a big metal locker. Put all your stuff in there, either in those big drawers or in boxes or some sort of shelves, or use ammo cans as shelves or something. But once you got all your stuff where it's accessible and you got a couple of bags in there, then you go in and do some shopping. So if you need to do this, you grab that. If you need to go there, you grab different stuff. So I think it's amateurish it's either amateurish or a scam if they tell you, here's what to put in your bag. Because if they tell you, here's what to put in your bag, and there's a link to all that shit on Amazon, question if that was thought out or if that was a marketing decision. And if it's, I carry all this crap in my bag and blah, 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 then maybe they just like carrying a purse, or they're just amateurs and they just think that there's literally a bag that is perfect. Like that's why there's this, look at what the military takes. They don't take a bag places. They take what's necessary when it's necessary. So that's my take on that kind of stuff. So I don't get along with the conversations that are like, here's what you should buy next for that. What model is that Slamfire? It was a Winchester 12. I don't know. The one without the hammer. I got rid of it a long time ago. I was just walking around minding my own business with money back in the day. And there was one of those at a gun show for $200. And I was like, well, I'm not going to leave it here. So I bought it before I even knew what it was, because it was a Takedown Shotgun and I thought it was cool. And then once I learned what it was, I was like, dang it, I should have let the one with the hammer. So again, I let the word out. I'm looking for one of those things. What is that, 1812 or something? 18, whatever the model is with the hammer. I said, I'm looking for that. Eventually somebody found one for me. So I grabbed it at a good deal and then sold that one. I don't remember who I sold that one to. I might have sold it to somebody like a Patreon or something, or somebody that's watching YouTube videos. I really don't remember. I feel like I might have sold that to somebody who I knew online or something. Super soaker than a shotgun. Well, that's interesting. If a shotgun does have one use that I overlook all the time, and that's deploying a payload, right? So if you could put something in a shotgun shell that could, like acid or water, like a wet water that would cling something with a really strong surface tension or something that would attach to the joints and F up that robot so that it can't do something, that's different. I didn't think about that. Some kind of an aggressive nanomite slime, that might be neat. So something like a taser shot, except instead of taser, nanobot delivery, that would be interesting. But super soaker is another good one because it doesn't take any power at all. I don't think there's even hardly metal in a super soaker. So you could take a super soaker with some sort of, and a super soaker is probably neutral to a bunch of acids, right? Some sort of a caustic stuff that would ruin the insulators. There's some vulnerable stuff inside of a robot, right? A robot depends on technology, so that requires a heck of a lot of insulators. So if you could get some kind of nanobot that would eat insulator material, or the opposite, eat metal, unless it's well, I guess if it's a fiber robot with all light, holograms and light inside, you'd need some sort of a dark matter nanobot. I don't know if they make those yet. You're gonna have to wait a few years for that. So it's like everybody wants to get a room. It's like social hour because it's evening. They're gonna have a Gun Rights Policy Conference cocktail live chat. They're gonna suggest cocktails, so you have to listen to people tell you about how they're getting drunk, I guess. And then I don't know how they're going to have conversations. Here's how Gun Rights Policy Conference happens. Everybody gets there on Friday, and then old people check in and go to their room and verify that their room exists, like old people do. And then young people get there and start fucking around immediately, go to a bar and start wasting time talking to each other. And then basically everybody and then all the nerds get in there and start setting up their nerd equipment. And then, like if they're setting up their stage or their microphones or their videos and all this kind of stuff. And then everybody puts down whatever they're doing or wakes up and then goes to the reception area on Friday. And there's like tables that are like somewhere between waist and chest high for me. So that means like short people have to climb on a chair to even see up on them. There's always these tall ass tables with like bits of cheese and gross meat products and giblets or whatever the fuck they are, and then drinks. And you might have to pay for the drinks. I don't drink, so I don't know. But everybody starts getting, whatever, either drinking or really drinking. A lot of people really drink. So you can eat for nothing, but it's fancy, I don't know what to call that, hors d'oeuvres and shit. So it's not like food. And then they'll open up food for a while, like we call it a buffet. It's not really a buffet. What do they call that when it's just like catered? So everybody will go through, and then everybody sits down. The old people will sit down and eat. And then as soon as they're like, most people are done eating, the old people are still eating, they'll say something, I think. And it's more like, so-and-so paid for the room tonight, and thanks for being here, blah, blah, blah. They pretty much leave you alone. And then after that point, everyone knows it's done, and everybody who is going to go hang out by themselves goes and hangs out by themselves, period. They're all gone. So stuff's getting done, and people are networking and stuff by themselves in groups. So it's not like everybody's hanging out together. Now, the old people will hang out together because they're only going to go to their rooms after that, so they have to hang out together there. But, everybody else does different things. They ditch out to somewhere, they go to somebody's room, they go find a place in the hotel where they can. But, a couple of times I've been there, I have not been invited to go to nothing. I haven't had that much interest to go to nothing. So I just kind of bounce around and observe. And while I'm sure it's super effective for all of those individuals, like however many groups that actually comes out to be, I just don't know how they're going to do that virtually. So it's going to be interesting to see how it gets done virtually, because virtually, unless they're going to be like, here's a table of contents and here's a bunch of different rooms to go into, maybe, I don't know. So we'll see. They did a pretty decent job of figuring out how to do 8 hours worth of 2 days worth of seminars so far. So we'll see. I think, where did I even see that? Trying to remember now where I saw the concept of the, what are they calling it? I don't even know what they're calling it. Cocktails or something? Where did I see that? Does anybody know where I seen that? So let's update on my partner application. In short, nothing. All right, then fuck off. Go send me that email. Yeah, I do not know where I saw that thing about the GRPC. Here. All right, so the gun rights event of the year, 35th Annual Gun Rights Policy Conference online, September 17th and 20th. This year's thing is Elect Freedom. In a little more than 60 hours, the GRPC will be live, and the final GRPC agenda. I don't know what that means. So we have 120 speakers that will discuss everything from what's happening in states, from coast to coast to litigation, from Bloomberg BS, Bloomberg Soros, attack on right to keep and bear arms, reaching 5 million plus new gun owners. The agenda lists the speakers and times. Please note the times are in Central. What the hell? What's their time in Central? It's an obvious pandering to the Centralists. Please add an hour. It should always be in Eastern, even though it's the shittiest time zone. Eastern is the Easternest one. So it's easy enough for us all to do the math opposite. Making it in the Central makes everyone do math. And it's centralist. It's obviously pandering effort there. You're in the Mountain Time zone, subtract an hour. Look, there's a whole section on metric math here while you figure out how to do the time because they did it in stupid Central. If they would just done it in Eastern, they wouldn't have had to do this whole paragraph on how to convert your time for all the idiots who don't know how to convert time. All right, as you know, this is the gun rights event of the year, and you don't have to travel, and it's free. Register your friends and family here. Well, isn't that nice? Is an incredible list of panelists. All right, so as in past years, all registrants will receive free books worth over $150. This year, there'll be links to PDFs. So there's $150 worth of books for you from Second Amendment Foundation. You're welcome. You can print out as many copies as you like, and feel free to host a Facebook watch party. How about fuck you? Or invite your friends to join you in a YouTube marathon. So I guess we're all supposed to invite our friends to watch us watch, like Matt and them do, watch their movies in some kind of a watch marathon. So I imagine we could try something like that out. I've gone live for 4 hours before. 4 hours twice a day for 2 days. It ain't nothing. I can do that standing on my head. Tune in and see prominent key gun rights leaders speak. Yeah. There are also several special guests whose names are being shared only with registrants. Don't care. So then we will be hosting virtual evening receptions again, only for registrants on Friday, September 18th and Saturday, September 19th. We will even provide you with suggestions for nibbles and beverages. I could get emails for the rest of my life and never have anybody put nibbles and beverages in there, and I'd be all right with that. All links and technical information will be sent to you on Thursday. So I guess I don't even know, but I have to go make sure. I don't know. I thought I was registered for the other one that I got ditched on, so I don't know if I'm going to get ditched on this or not. We can wait. We can't wait for you to join us. The times are inconvenient. We can't wait for you to join us in September. If the times are inconvenient, there will also be a special link for registrants to view the videos after they're live. So I guess the cocktail party says powered by Zoom. And it says you're invited. Let's dress up and drink. So I don't like doing either one of them things. So I don't even know where you're supposed to register. I guess I'm registered because I'm got this email, right? So if you got this email, I'm guessing you're also registered. Otherwise, I can't give you the link because I guess it assumes I'm already registered. But I'm guessing you just go to the Gun Rights Policy Conference website. Yeah, because I chat. Exactly. We'll see. I don't know how many people. I have different whatever than other people, so they might not be interested in sitting around for a day watching a gun rights policy conference or whatever. What the hell is this? Oh, this is your virtual badge. I thought that was links to the books. Sorry. That's links to, you're supposed to print that out and write your name on it in a marker. And then when you put your video cam on, people can see your name tag. I guess it's a thing to do. All right, well, we've been going for 40 minutes. It's way longer than I'm comfortable doing this. So people have come and gone, tried to get their fame and fortune by saying stuff on here and getting clicked on, pandering. And then I guess we're going to end it because I got other stuff I can be doing. So one of these days I'll be able to talk about what I was working on last week. And maybe that'll keep us going for a couple of minutes. Otherwise, we got another package on its way. I got an alert on that earlier today. So I think there's just 2 more. I think it's just KD's Truth Pistol and Tony Simon's 2A for E patch that still need to be created and shipped. So pretty soon we'll be shipping out the rest of the stuff. Usually when they send me that email, a couple of 3 or 4 days later, that I get it in the actual mail. So we'll get Liberty Dolls and Skip Tacticals and what was the other one? Oh, GunTube. All those patches are on their way. And like I say, we've got some other interesting stuff in the works.